I now come to item 11, Protocol for the Development of Financial Policies Affecting the Council-Controlled Organisations. Welcome Rose Leonard to the front table. The recommendations here, shall I put them on the table and then invite you to speak to them, are that we approve the protocol in attachment A of the agenda report, and that we agree the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor may approve amendments to the protocol that don't change its intent, scope and purpose. So it's been moved. Do I have a seconder for that?
Yes.
The Deputy Mayor. And Rose, if I can ask you to speak to it, please.
Through the Chair, I'd just also like to introduce to you Nicola Berquist, who's in the Mayor's office, who's actually been working with the CCOs in the development of this protocol. So just to emphasise that CCOs have been fully involved to date on this work. Very briefly, just to note the context for these protocols, the establishment of group-wide policies that are listed in your agenda are mainly aimed at the cost effectiveness and provide for consistency across the group. This consistency of approach is likely to lead to savings across the group, well, that's the anticipation. The flip side of that, however, is that there is a loss of some autonomy for the boards of these CCOs, since these policies are typically things that they had been developing on their own in the past. So hence the need for the protocol, and that this protocol is aimed at sort of mitigating that sort of loss of autonomy, if you like. So yep, they've been fully involved, and there is provision in the protocols themselves for them to have significant input as we develop these policies. So I'm happy to take questions.
Right. Any questions, Councillor Simpson?
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm just wondering if it's a financial policy, why the chairman of the Finance Committee is not part of the approval process.
Through the Chair, we actually just need to, at the moment, get this in place. We've got a number of policies sort of stacking up, if you like, that we want to be bringing to you in the next few months. The intention is, I think, over as the policies themselves are developed and refined, they will come themselves, the policies themselves will come to the finance
In performance meetings.
In performance
Right,
meetings.
okay.
So the substantive policies will come back and be dealt with through finance. So I've got no problem working closely with Ross on this if he wants an input into it. Okay, any further questions? It's pretty straightforward. It sets out the process. It's very necessary and potentially quite considerable savings if we achieve these group policies, but we need to do it in the appropriate way. Councillor Simpson, you're not meant to take a second call, but we'll let you.
Just wondered, should you move and second that, bearing in mind you too are approving the amendments? It's just
I'm happy to move.
Okay.
I'm happy to second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by the Chair and the Deputy Chair of the Finance Committee. Make that amendment accordingly. If there's no other discussion, I'll put those recommendations. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary, no. Carried. Item number 12 has been withdrawn. That's the plan change to the Auckland Unitary Plan in relation to the Three Kings Quarry development. That will come before the Finance Committee, the Planning Committee, next week. There has been significant movement and significant agreement, but we're still ironing out one or two problems, but hopefully it will be ready for Councillor Darby's committee next week and we can get resolution of it. The last item on the agenda is item number 13, the summary of governing body information memos, one there relating to project 17. The recommendation is that we receive the summary. I'll move that way. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Simpson, is there any discussion on that? If not, I'll put the resolution, the recommendation. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary, no. Carried. You can now have lunch and have the afternoon to cover your other activities. Thank you very much. No extraordinary items, I'm sorry.